GVTV News. Welcome.
Thanks, Sheriff Royal, and I'm Randy Hansen. In today's World News headlines, over 3.7 million rally in French response to Charlie Hebdo massacre. In Charlie Hebdo in supermarket, gunmen claim militant ties as Al-Qaeda takes credit. And dozens of Syrian civilians reportedly killed in U.S.-led strike. An Islamic State Muslim terrorist fighters kill Kurdish forces in surprise attack. And up to 2,000 killed in deadliest massacre by Boko Haram Muslim terrorists in Nigeria. And Cuba frees all 53 prisoners agreed to under deal with the U.S. And a Haitian president agrees to new elections as nation marks earthquake's 5th anniversary. And Nebraska Supreme Court allows Keystone XL route as GOP pushes new vote. And series of earthquakes in Texas raises potential link to fracking. And 2 arrested outside Cheney's home in protest marking the 13th anniversary of Guantanamo. And FBI and Justice Department seek charges against ex-CIA Director Petraeus. In New York City to pay $1.7 million to wrongfully convicted half-brothers. And winners address political issues at annual Golden Globes Awards. What's new? GVTV News is broadcast in Grass Valley Television, division of Rural Counties Television Network, whose focuses on community involvement. We also air on NCTV. But before these stories, GVTV News would like to thank one of our underwriters who supports your only visual video news media in Nevada County. That's right, it's us, GVTV News. In today's first world news story, an estimated 3.7 million people rallied across France on Sunday in response to Charlie Hebdo's shootings and ensuing attacks that left 17 people dead. More than 1 million people marched in Paris, making it the largest demonstration in French history. More than 40 world leaders traveled to Paris to help lead the march. Several demonstrators mounted statues of the Republic and the symbol of French Revolution and hoisted up an inflated pencil to honor the killed Charlie Hebdo cartoonist. France has announced it will deploy 10,000 soldiers to home soil by tomorrow and post almost 5,000 extra police officers to protect Jewish sites after last week's attacks. And the USA was nowhere to be found at that protest. Massive protests in France came 2 days after gunmen who attacked the magazine Sharif and Said Kochi were killed by police after a siege at a printing works following a 3-day manhunt. Minutes after the print shop assault, police broke a second siege at a kosher Jewish supermarket in eastern Paris. 4 hostages died along with the gunman Amadei Kalabi Bali, who before the death on Friday, Kochi told the French news station he received financing from Islamic cleric Anwar al-Awlaki. Both brothers reportedly traveled to Yemen in 2011 and weapons training in the deserts there. Meanwhile, a source within Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, the AQAP, has provided The Intercept with a full statement claiming responsibility for the Charlie Hebdo attack. And witnesses in Syria say a recent U.S.-led coalition airstrike may have killed dozens of civilians, according to McClatchy News. And the attack hit a makeshift Islamic State jail town of Al-Bab, close to the Turkish border, on December 28th. Most of the reportedly dead were civilian prisoners held by the Islamic State Muslim terrorists for violations of Sharia law or opposition fighters from the rival groups. Syrian Network for Human Rights says it believes around 50 civilian prisoners died, which would make it the worst attack on civilians in Syria since the U.S.-led campaign began. The Pentagon says it's no evidence of civilian casualties so far, but it also acknowledged it failed to disclose the Al-Bab attack in its weekly summaries and only confirmed it's following a request from McClatchy reporters. Military officials have recently announced a review of civilian deaths in the U.S.-led bombing campaign, but only acknowledged a small number of killings to date. According to the Pentagon figures, the U.S.-led coalition carried out 34 strikes in Iraq and Syria over the weekend, 25 in Syria and 9 in Iraq. This weekend, Islamic State Muslim terrorists killed at least 24 members of the Kurdish security forces in a surprise ambush in northern Iraq. Hundreds of fighters on both sides have died in fighting since the summer. And hundreds of people are feared dead in what is being called the worst attack in Boko Haram's 6-year Nigerian insurgency, and it's actually 2,000 people, over 2,000, new reports say. Local authorities in Borno State say militants opened fire after storming the town of Baga and surrounding areas last week. Fleeing residents were chased into the bush and shot dead, and scores of homes burned to the ground. There's no independent corroboration of the death toll, which is said to be in the hundreds up to 2,000. In a statement, Amnesty International says the attack of Baga and surrounding towns looks like as if it could be Boko Haram's deadliest attack. Cuba has released all 53 prisoners it pledged to free as part of the historic restoration of U.S. ties last month. The White House confirmed the prisoners' release over the weekend ahead of key talks on normalizing diplomatic relations in Havana next week. The Obama administration says it will continue to ask Cuba to free people it considers political prisoners. According to the White House, President Obama could issue an executive order easing some travel and business restrictions on Cuba in the coming days or weeks. Haitian President Michel Martelly has struck a deal with opposition leaders to, or I think it's Michael, who hold elections later this year. The agreement comes just after thousands of people rallied to call for Martelly's resignation over the alleged corruption and 3-year delay of legislative elections. Today marks the 5th anniversary of the earthquake that killed more than 300,000 people in Haiti. Congressional Republicans are in a new effort to push through the Keystone XL after a key ruling on the pipeline's route. Friday, Nebraska Supreme Court rejected a case challenging the pipeline's approval process, effectively allowing Keystone XL to run through the state. The ruling does leave open future challenges, but it also undermines a key factor cited by President Obama after his repeated delay of the decision of the pipeline's approval or rejection. Also Friday, the Republican-controlled House passed a measure approving Keystone's construction for the 10th time. Guess we need some jobs out there. The city in Texas has been hit with a string of earthquakes, including 12 over a single 24-hour period, an occurrence that may be linked to the drilling practice of fracking. The U.S. Geological Survey has confirmed 2 more earthquakes shook the North Texas city of Irving Thursday after following a series earlier that week. Previous studies have linked fracking to earthquakes in New Mexico, Colorado, Ohio through the injection of high-pressure water and chemicals to crack shale rock underground. Protests were held this weekend to mark the 13th anniversary of the opening of the U.S. military prison in Guantanamo Bay. On Saturday, 2 people from a group Code Pink were arrested in a demonstration at the home of former Vice President Dick Cheney, calling for his arrest. On Sunday, protesters, some wearing orange jumpsuits and black hoods, rallied outside the White House that called for Guantanamo's closure. FBI and federal prosecutors have recommended felony charges against former CIA Director David Petraeus for the alleged providing classified information to a woman with whom he had extramarital affairs. Petraeus resigned in 2012 after admitting to cheating on his wife with his biographer, Paula Broadwell. Recommendations to charge stem from probe on whether Petraeus gave Broadwell access to CIA mail account and other sensitive material. Before leading the CIA, Petraeus directed troops in Iraq and Afghanistan. Attorney General Eric Holder, the thief, was supposed to have decided at the end of the last year whether to indict. According to the New York Times, the delay was frustrated some federal officials who have questioned whether Petraeus has received special treatment at a time Holder has led a crackdown on government whistleblowers. New York City has agreed to pay $17 million to settle claims that 3 people who were wrongly convicted. The cases involved former homicide detective Luis Scarcella, whose actions included relying on the same witness for multiple prosecutions, are currently under review. 3-men Robert Hill, Alvina Jeanette, and Daryl Austin were half-brothers who spent combined 60 years in prison before 2 were released. Alvina Jeanette died in prison in 2000 after 13 years behind bars. A number of Hollywood stars paid tribute to the victim of Charlie Hebdo massacre at the Golden Globes Awards Sunday night. Richard Linklater Film Boyhood took home prizes for Best Director and Best Dramatic Film. John Legend and Common won Best Original Songs for Glory from the film Selma. On TV side, the new Amazon series Transparent won Best Comedy, and the star Jeffrey Tambor won a Best Actor award for his portrayal of transgender parent. Dedicated his award to the transgender community. Actress Maggie Gyllenhaal was among those who paid tribute to expanding roles for women in Hollywood, as she accepted her Best Actress award for the Honorable Woman. Joanne Fragott accepted Supporting Actress award for her role in Downton Abbey. And that's it for World News Today. Now another thanks to one of our underwriters who supports your only visual video news media in Nevada County. That's right, it's us. GVTV News. That's right, it's time for the police blotter. Pictures in the blotter, not from these actual events, but used for visual aid only. These public records are obtained from daily logs issued from Nevada County Law Enforcement. Grass Valley Police Department on Friday, 7:16 a.m. A man from the 100 block of Kendall Street reported theft of 4 tires. 11:26 a.m. A woman from 100 block of Park Avenue reported theft of a purse. 12:39 p.m. a caller from 1900 block of Nevada City Highway reported possible identity theft. And 12:43 p.m. a caller from 700 block of Freeman Lane reported hearing a loud explosion. 1:12 p.m. a caller from 200 block of Sutton Way reported a physical fight. And 2:10 p.m. a caller from 400 block of South Auburn Street reported a physical fight. No one was located. 2:14 p.m. a caller from Neal and High Street reported a U-Haul truck hit a telephone pole and left the scene, and the pole might fall. Public Works was contacted. 2:27 p.m. a caller from 200 block of Sutton Way reported finding used syringes in the bushes. At 9:09 p.m. a caller from 100 block of Ramon Court reported a man was hiding in the bushes and ringing the doorbell. He was gone when officers arrived. And Saturday, 2:09 a.m. a caller from 1000 block of Sutton Way reported a man took batteries and alcohol from a store. And 4:04 a.m. a caller from 2000 block of Nevada City Highway reported 3 boys were drunk and tried to buy alcohol before leaving on foot. At 12:36 p.m. a woman from East Main Street reported someone scratched her vehicle. 12:32 p.m. a caller from Celesta and Doris Drives reported boys running amok and yelling and cussing. They were having fun. Nothing criminal was happening. 3:55 p.m. a caller from 100 block of West McKnight Way reported 2 juvenile shoplifters in custody. They were cited and released to their parents. And 4:11 p.m. a caller from reported a residential break-in 4:41 p.m., a caller from Hennessy School reported theft of an iPod. And 4:45 p.m., a caller from Memorial Park reported finding drug paraphernalia in a planter's box. And 6:15 p.m., a caller from Main Hart Drive in South Auburn Street reported two men in a physical fight who were then trying to fight the reporting party. 7:15 p.m., a caller reported a burglary with a tablet missing. 9:17 p.m., a caller from South Auburn Street reported damage to a vehicle's rear window, possibly an attempted burglary. And 9:52 p.m., a man from East Main and Harris Street reported a meth sale with a person with dreadlocks pointing a gun at him. Report was unfounded. 11:33 p.m., a caller from East Main Street reported a woman was in a residence who was not known to the caller. A woman was arrested on suspicion of battery. And Sunday, 1:17 a.m., a caller from Dever and Primrose Lanes reported a person inside a residence with a flashlight. Nevada County Sheriff's Office on Friday, 8:14 a.m., a caller from 11,000 block of Deer Creek Lane reported a neighbor keeps dumping a trash can over. 10:13 a.m., a caller from 24,000 block of Pleasant Valley Road reported the dog's leg had been amputated by its owner. There are also two very skinny horses on the property. 11:23 a.m., a caller from 13,000 block of Rough and Ready Highway reported check fraud. At 11:54 a.m., a caller from 24,000 block of Highway 49 reported an assault involving a staff member and two juveniles. At 12:03 p.m., a caller from 13,000 block of LaBar Meadow Roads reported a physical fight. A man and a woman were arrested on warrants. 1:34 p.m., a caller from Nevada Union High School reported a tobacco issue. 2:04 p.m., a caller from 10,000 block of Bard Court reported a person was beating a dog with a hoe. 2:23 p.m., a caller from 19,000 block of John Bourne Road reported a vehicle hit a pole and the lines were down. And 2:28 p.m., a caller from 14,000 block of Pleasant Valley Road reported a man jumped the fence at the school. He could not be located. 3:53 p.m., a caller from Magnolia and Comby Roads reported three boys smoking marijuana who could not be located. And 4 p.m., a caller from 15,000 block of Brant Lane reported goats with no food, water, or shelter. There was a carcass of a goat that might have starved to death. 5:04 p.m., a caller from Tanglewood Loop reported a woman threatened a man with a knife. And 5:36 p.m., a caller from Highway 49 and Cedar Song Road reported a boy walking in the center divide. No one was located. 6:24 p.m., a caller from Dugan's Road reported a person overdosed on liquid THC. And 10:46 p.m., a caller from 13,000 block of Highway 49 reported a woman going door to door asking for a ride. She then was reported standing in the middle of the road flagging vehicles down. She was arrested on warrants. 11:49 p.m., a caller from Alta Sierra Drive and Ball Road reported a man lying on the side of the road who was given a ride. And Saturday, 12:21 a.m., a Mini Cooper was driving 95 miles per hour on Highway 49 and McKnight Way. Driver and the passenger were cited. 1:21 a.m., a vehicle driving 75 miles an hour, 14,000 block of Auburn Road, a man was arrested on suspicion of reckless evasion of a peace officer. At 9:21 a.m., a caller from 18,000 block of McNabb Cypress Road reported a trespass last night. 11:52 a.m., a caller from 19,000 block of Kingswood Court reported ongoing trespassing. And 12:10 p.m., a caller from 19,000 block of Windmill Lane reported people were burning their marijuana crop. 12:42 p.m., a caller from 11,000 block of Elnora Drive had questions about pig laws. And 4:57 p.m., a caller from 10,000 block of Dolores Drive reported a computer scam. And 8:45 p.m., a caller from Harmony Ridge Estates Road reported shots on and off for 4 or 5 hours. It was quiet when deputy arrived. And Sunday, 12:29 a.m., a woman reported rolling her vehicle at Bidney Springs Road and Starduster Avenue. And that's it for the Blotter today. Now another thanks to one of our underwriters who supports your only visual video news media in Nevada County. That's right, it's us, GVTV News. today's local headlines, Attorney Lake defends hosting birthday party for daughter that ended up with his arrest. In our first story, Attorney Jeffrey Lake, who made an unsuccessful run for Nevada County Superior Court judge in June primary, issued a statement Wednesday after news of his arrest in connection with a Playboy Mansion-themed party involving underage drinking at his San Diego County home. Began widespread worldwide on the media outlets, including Gawker and the Huffington Post. Lake, 48, reportedly was present during the party for his 18-year-old daughter, which allegedly involved as many as 200 teenagers, according to Poway News chieftain. He was arrested Friday for allegedly violating Poway's social host ordinance, said San Diego Sheriff Lieutenant J.T. Faulkner. The ordinance makes it illegal to provide an environment where underage drinking takes place, regardless of who provides the alcohol. Lake was booked at the county jail and released after posting a $200 bail. Further legal proceedings will be handled by the San Diego's City Attorney's Office under a standing agreement with the city of Poway. Faulkner said that Lake met deputies outside and reportedly told them they needed a warrant to enter his home. Deputies reportedly found a 19-year-old passed out in a bedroom closet, covered in luggage, and a 16-year-old boy passed out in a bathroom. 16-year-old had urinated on himself, said Faulkner, and the mother took him to Pomerado Hospital for evaluation. Minors found drinking at the party were released to their parents. Lake disputed much of the account provided by law enforcement in his prepared statement. He said he agreed to host a gathering of his daughter Olivia's friends to celebrate her birthday. The invitation that was issued reportedly read, "Please keep in mind that my parents will be home, so please behave yourselves, respect my home and my family, and be safe. They do request that it's a clean party, so please arrange appropriately and keep the party safe. If you happen to be DAB out there, will be no hesitation to kick you out and contact a parent if need be. Please do not be the person who ruins the party for everyone and respects those people around you in the house. No one wants any issues throughout the night, so do not allow yourself to be a person the party is rolled, canceled, or ruined. I hate to be hard-ass, but if you can't follow the rules, then you will not be able to come. Please remember to be responsible, so plan accordingly and keep the house, roads, and community safe. I want to make sure everyone has a fun-ass night, so please keep all of those things in mind and come and celebrate." According to Lake, at times sheriff deputies arrived at 10:30 p.m. The doors of the residence were closed and there was no music playing. Deputies reportedly told him a neighbor saw a minor drinking alcohol on the street and they were investigating. At that point, two sheriffs began walking towards my back gate. I called out to them and asked them to stop. I also asked if they had a warrant, Lake wrote. At that point, one of the sheriffs approached me, pulled my left hand behind my back, handcuffed me, forced me to sit in the street. I told them that they could not enter my property because of the Fourth Amendment, and one of the sheriffs told me to learn the law better. Another told me, "This place is mine now." Lake says he was placed in the back of the patrol vehicle and never Mirandized before being booked into jail. "I took all responsible steps to prevent the consumption of alcohol beverages by any minor at the gathering," Lake wrote. "I did not allow the consumption of alcohol by minors at the gathering. Access to alcohol beverages at the gathering was controlled. The quantity of alcoholic beverages present at the gathering was controlled, and the ages of those invited to the gathering were known, and the activities of the minors at the gathering were supervised. Furthermore, the Sheriff's Department has yet to provide me with any evidence that any minors consumed any alcohol at the gathering. Despite my family's intention to provide my daughter a fun and safe 18th birthday party in the privacy of our own home, and in defiance of my efforts to provide a drug and alcohol-free environment for my daughter and her friends to celebrate what should have been the beginning of a wonderful 18th year, it appears that uninvited troublemakers on a public street caused a scenario which was a result in exactly the opposite, leaving my family to deal with the consequences of their actions," Lake added. Lake, whose primary law practice is in San Diego, represented Americans for Safe Access Nevada County locally in its effort to block the county's controversial medical marijuana cultivation ordinance, which was enacted in 2012. Nevada County court records show that Lake's last represented a client in the local case in 2013. And that's all our news today. Talk to you Friday.
take a break.